Hi, welcome back to Talk of the Town. Brian Thompson, residential salesman with Energy One, joins our show today to tell us about Energy One America and the multitude of services they provide for new and existing dwellings. Brian, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having us today.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
So, people, obviously you work with existing homes or new construction,
Right.
residential and commercial.
Right.
But in the case of an existing home, why would someone want to replace their existing attic insulation with spray foam?
You know, we see there's all different kinds of reasons, but you know, really the primary reason that we see is energy savings. Typically in this area, attic temperatures get up to 120 degrees in the summertime, and what the spray foam is actually designed to do is it's actually designed to replace what they have in there now, which is typically fiberglass insulation, and lower that attic temperature down to a manageable maybe 80, 82 degrees. It should never be more than 8 to 10 degrees different than where you're keeping your house temperature year-round. So in turn, that helps them with their power bills, and we see on average, you know, anywhere from 35 to 40% reduction in the energy bills.
That's a big, that's a big decrease.
Right, yeah, I mean, we're talking a $250 power bill. If you can save almost $100 a month, that pays itself back in little to no time at all.
Exactly. So can spray foam insulation also be used in the crawl spaces?
Yes, you know, we get a lot of calls to go out to a crawl space, especially on the island in Bluffton. This is a native area, so we have a lot of different rodents, squirrels, raccoons that like to habitate in the crawl space area. The fiberglass insulation that's under the house now is a great nesting spot for those critters to like to go in there.
It must get like moist, damp, and probably mildew.
It gets real wet. It gets real mildewy. It starts to fall down and hang down. And what that does, it actually allows, you know, that flooring underneath the house is exposed.
Okay.
It's exposed to moisture. It can cause mold, mildew, and that affects the inside of your house because then you'll start to see if you have hardwood flooring, you get to start the cupping effect. Or in the wintertime, if you have tile, you can see cold floors. You know, people wake up in the morning, they don't want to walk on their tile floor if it's real cold. So the closed cell foam application underneath the house in a crawl space is a nice permanent way to remedy all that.
So they talk about closed cell and open cell. So you've told us what closed cell is, but what is open cell, and what are its uses? Yeah,
open cell spray foam is primarily used in the attic spaces.
Okay.
The main difference, and it has its positives as well as the closed cell, but the main difference is the consistency.
Okay.
It's a softer, spongier foam, where the closed cell is a moisture barrier, so it's almost like a hard plastic shell. The reason why we like to put open cell foam in a roof line, if there was ever any kind of roof leakage or any kind of roof damage of any kind, you want to know that damage has occurred so you can actually patch everything up, fix it. And it is a little bit more cost effective too than the closed cell, so the payback over time is a little bit less, and you're still getting the same advantages as the closed cell. The R values are the same, the heat flow reduction is the same, so it's really a win-win on both accounts.
I've heard in the past that some of the services would qualify for federal tax credits. Is that still current and available?
Absolutely. It's a good time to do that because the last 2 years, actually, there were no federal tax credits. They took them away in 2010. So 2013, there is a $500 federal tax credit for energy improvements, and that does include spray foam insulation. So it's a 10% federal tax credit, so it's not a deduction or anything like that. They can claim that on their 2013 taxes, and every little bit helps. So you know, you should definitely take advantage of that.
Absolutely. So how does Energy One America differ from other spray foam insulation companies within our area?
What I really think it boils down to is our employees. You know, the staff is wonderful. You know, we've had employees with us now for 10 years. We opened up the business locally. It's locally owned and operated since 2004. Our customer service after the sale, I believe, is impeccable. We've never left a homeowner in a situation where they weren't happy after the sale, and that's why people keep coming back to us locally. We don't really advertise. We don't, you know, run a lot of advertising, so
mostly word of mouth.
Mostly word of mouth and referrals. So any way we can get the name out there and you know, do a good job for somebody, we think it'll come back to us tenfold. So
Brian,
that's what we do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us. I appreciate it.
And we'll be right back with Talk of the Town.